Season 2, Episode 4, brought to you by The Weekend Sportsman. Here we are back again, day 2 for our 2015 Labor Day ride on the Marienville trails. And there I am with my longtime riding buddy and friend Eric, and his stepson is riding with us too. And day 2, we have some extra footage because Jared pulled out his GoPro. So you're going to get a little bit of double footage today, which we did not get on day 1. So there you go. We're going to kind of cruise today. It isn't a extremely tough day out there, but we are definitely going to have some fun riding along some of these trails, and it's just absolutely beautiful. The day was amazing, and this here, as you hear me saying, that it's an easy part of the trail and there's really not much going on, which it isn't, except for a few rain gullies here and there, and you just see me, I'm kind of dropping through them, and it's not a big deal, but as Jared comes through, the same gullies I'm hitting there, you're going to see him just kind of crush the front end. It makes me so happy that I'm on a motorcycle as opposed to the quad, and there's a second one. And he really hits those hard, but, you know, it's all part of riding. But I would rather be on 2 wheels instead of 4. But as we're cruising through here, I'm out in front right now. And like I said, it is just, I love this area because it's so beautiful. And they've kind of changed the trails a lot since I was a young man. And these trails used to be really treacherous and not very well upkept very well. But this is the ATV trail, and Eric knows it better than I do because he rides it all the time, so I'm letting him lead. But it's definitely... It's not challenging, this ATV trail. The motorcycle trail is a lot more challenging. But either way, it is a really beautiful ride through these woods. One of my favorite things to do is just crank through places like this. It is just, it's a lot of fun. And here we go out to the road. We have to ride a little section of the road to get from one section of the trail to the other. So that's what you're seeing here. We're not doing anything illegal. This is part of what you're supposed to do to get down to the next section of trail. Some nice swampy areas there. Back on the trail with Jared, and back on the yellow brick road, as we always call that. It's just an uphill section where they put kind of blocks down so that you don't get a lot of water wash out and stuff like that, and different things. It makes it a lot easier, but you know, it lets everybody ride. We did find a lot of water this weekend, which is dry as it had been. We didn't think we were going to, and we did. And I'm letting Eric go first to test everything out. See how deep stuff is. You let him be the guinea pig. And I went off to the right, and Jared, of course, doesn't go to the right. As you've seen from previous videos, he likes to go straight through the water, and there he is again. And now he is stuck. He didn't realize... Well, I'm sure before that he didn't intend to have it in 4-wheel, but he had it in 2-wheel and couldn't get through, and now he's trying to click it into 4-wheel and missing the gears, and there he's just sitting there, and we're all up ahead looking back going, what is going on, and still nothing, and then realize, oh, we got to kick it in place right there. So, as you see, we're back in the 4-wheel, and away we go. Always fun to have Jared along with us. He'll test anything when it comes to water. Him and Eric both. I don't know, they're crazy. I'm going to let them go first. Test more water ahead. And there goes Eric. For those of you who don't know, that's an 800cc quad, and in the first video of this weekend thing, him and I did a drag, and I got to test it, and that was probably one of the most unique vehicles I have ever ridden in my entire life. It was so smooth, it was like riding an electric engine. It just was pretty darn amazing. Back on the trail, cruising around. Mud and dry, back and forth, a lot of shadows, a lot of stuff like that. And again, we found another quarry, as we did in a previous video. And of course, Eric and Jared always have to go through the water. And there goes Jared again, feet up through the water. It's not very deep here, just having a little fun going through the water. And then standing there, I'm trying to see if Eric and Jared are going to go through this. Just staring at them. What are you going to do? Are you going through it? You went through the bigger one in the other place. And we are not going through it. Back out to the main road. Gonna go in the middle this time, get a little footage from behind. Jared's ripping it, doing a little fishtail in there. And as you see me up here, I get bored on some of these roads, so I kind of start doing some stupid stuff. And this is my patented no air knack-knack, which is basically a freestyle stunt, the knack-knack, but I get no air while I'm doing it, so that's my no air knack-knack. And here we are, the very last section of the trail for the weekend, and I want to show a lot of this, even though it's quite boring. I can't explain, unless you're a person who rides, what it feels like to kind of get in the zone and just kind of lose yourself and find a euphoria where nothing in the world is in your mind. And for some reason, on this easy section of trail, the last day, that's where I found it. And all I can say is that as I'm riding along here, I can just feel the weight of any kind of stress I have, thoughts of anything else is just melting away. My breathing is slowing, my mind is relaxing, and I'm just riding. The forward motion, and I know I'm smiling underneath that helmet, and all I can explain is that this is what makes me happy sometimes. Just this right here, and it's the simplest of things, and I know this isn't a hard trail, and I'm not pushing myself, but for some reason, out of the blue, this section right here this day, in fact, we rode it on the same section on day one, but I don't know why, coming back, it was just something that I can't explain. Just super, super peaceful, just me, the bike, and the trail, and that's it. And it's kind of a thing that I still think about these days, and sometimes when I get stressed, I'll pull the video out again, throw it up on the big screen, and just sit back and watch the ride. Here we are back on the Kennywood Bridge. I talked about it on the first video. It's just kind of strange, again, like I said, that this little section of trail where I got out and got away by myself ahead of the other guys, and just rode. And I can't, again, I know I keep repeating myself, but it is such a feeling that I had here that just, still to this day, I think about it. I go back and I watch the video, and it absolutely amazes me the feeling that I had, the peace. And that's why a lot of guys ride, whether it be road riding or a combination of dual sport or straight up off-road or motocross or anything else like that. We ride, and this is why we ride, those feelings that are hard to put into words, but yet again, it moves our souls that can bring us to tears. So that brings us to the end of the trip, end of the trail, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, this is Michael Joseph saying take care and God bless.